Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Los Angeles Chargers. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in Week 2. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Jones looking to throw right away. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing Jones. This one completes Alec Pierce. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Charles, that's a route that you and I have seen time and time again in our years up in this booth, and that executed well and a great throw, too.
And sometimes, even if you know it's coming, the execution will trump whatever you do on the defensive side of the ball. Plus, it was a well-thrown football. A nice, healthy gain right there.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Jones. He'll buy some time right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On for the field goal try, Jonathan Garibay. This from 44 yards away. Garabay's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Jonathan
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Out of the gun, Herbert. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. The Chargers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now it's Herbert. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
On 2nd and goal. Herbert to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Colts pick it up.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Now Jones. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 44-yard line. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones got his man complete over the middle. It's Taylor. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Well, this defense for the Chargers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Forcing the incomplete pass on 4th down and then roughing the passer.
Your offense was ready to roll, ready to get out on the field and take over. Instead, self-inflicted, now they have to stay on the field and play.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Tries the right side, finding Woods here. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And the Colts are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Here Jones gets it out quickly, complete. Touchdown! Jelani Woods, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
And Jonathan Garibay out for the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes the score Colts 10, Chargers 0. Jonathan Garibay will kick off.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. He will return this from deep in the air. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
He'll drop this down to Taylor. Touchdown, Colts! Jonathan Taylor from 17 yards out. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that makes our score 17-0.
Chargers 0.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Touchdown! Jelani Woods with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts continue to pull away here in this first half. Garibay on to attempt the point after. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Colts 24, Chargers 0.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
On first down, it's Herbert. He's going to wind up and air it out. This is caught at the 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. This is swung out to Eckler. Touchdown, Chargers! Austin Eckler, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And that'll make it 24-7. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Able to find his man, Woods. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Jones throwing on first down. Quick slant caught by Pierce. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Caught by Woods. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
How many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
A 41-yard attempt.
Garabay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
3rd and 2, Herbert. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And when the ball gets swung out wide like that, sometimes it helps you as a defender because now the field gets cut down and you actually have the sideline. It's almost an extra tackler for you. You can locate.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Looking for a slot man, and he's got him. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Colts are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. big play right there. But a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Their own 21-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Jones. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he's got room. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
Now Jones. That one finds Pierce right side. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. The Garibay's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Open man is Samuel. And a loose football. And the Colts pick it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out of this. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. trailing to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
They'll try and run it right. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
Jones now on 1st down. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there. A big one.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there. Turned it into a really nice game. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his 1st NFL sack. After the sack on 1st down, Jones. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And now the Chargers, if they need it there after the sack on 1st down, they didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation where they have a much better chance of picking up.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there. Herbert now. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball, but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Okay. 5 yards remain on second down. Herbert throwing again. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. 54 yards. And the Chargers are back within a score. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. A throw out wide to Woods, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. Now Jones looking to throw on second down.
And they get Jones for the third time in this ballgame.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
And nursing such a small lead, you thought he'd take better care of the football after his last drive. Now for the second straight possession, he's put all the pressure right back on his defense. They need to take a stand and hold that lead.
After the turnover, here's Herbert.
Throwing the out route, and he's got Eckler.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 14 down to the 14.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll run here with Spiller.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Again, Spiller.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Isaiah Spiller. His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Jones throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Back to throw. Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Campbell.
And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. "4 yards remain for second down. To the right side, this is Taylor.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The Colts send out their punter, and surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The 22-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Once more, here's Eckler. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 33-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones, they'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete.
Understanding he's just down 1 possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 44, Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 8. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Now Jones is going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
Now he's able to break to 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 31-yard line. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself.
Oh, no, he lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones.
This pass caught. It's Woods.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 17-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Campbell making the catch.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
This will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll He'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good. Trying to punch it in with Taylor. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. The running play does not work from the 5 on 4th and goal. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
2nd and 5.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. One, but incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage, completion-wise, way up. Not that time. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. .35 yards that time on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
To throw is Jones.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure. And it's a loss of 6. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield.